What's good, everybody? The Crooks Process here to talk about Game 3 of the NBA Finals that happened last night. All right, I gotta say this real quick. Give credit to San Antonio and Mitch Johnson and company to kind of, you know, get Wemby out of the perimeter specs and stuff like that and get him inside. They got him going inside, and one thing about him, he's very deadly inside for the most part. I gotta watch my words, but he's very good inside. Like once you get like that, these guys like Dylan Harper, Darren Fox, Stephon Castle going downhill, and got with me on the screens, and he rolled down on the backside screen, stuff like that, and rolled down to the basket. All you do is throw it up, bam, dunk, or it's gonna be highly contested shot and you may get a foul on it. And that's what they did early. What the Spurs did early on in the game to get them going, get him going, get the cells going. Then boom, you open yourselves up for other shots. Julian Champagne open shots, Stephon Castle open shots, and then him driving to the basket, having the lane clear. In which them going downhill, especially guys like Harper and Fox, you got the Knicks out of position. Brunson ain't the world's best defender. Attack him. You know, attack him. Cat at times can be a lazy player. Attack him, and that's what they did. So, credit to them. They did let the Knicks in a little bit back in the game, but they kind of stayed with their game plan. Stephon Castle played great, especially in that first half. Julian Champagne got going in the second half, and he just rolled with me through the rest of the way. Had your moments and stuff like that, but you kind of stay poised and all that stuff for the Spurs. So you got one in Madison Square Garden in a game that you had to win because you didn't win that game last night. Then Wednesday, you looking at a potential sweep. It was gonna be real. For the Knicks side of things, a lot of people like the box score look. And what I mean by box score look, y'all see the box score, you see certain stats, but then you don't watch the full game. Yeah, Brunson had 32 points, but it was like a hard 32, you know what I'm saying? He didn't play particularly well. He had a lot of tough shots, and then a lot of stalling for the Knicks. It wasn't like in games 1 and 2, you're getting like Wemby out position and stuff like that, and going to the lane and all that stuff and getting open looks. Because games one and two, the way you're moving the ball and stuff like that. Offense, you got open looks for guys like Shamet, Mikal Bridges, Deuce McBride. You had those open looks. Game 3, that didn't happen. The Spurs are closing out better. Karl Anthony Towns wasn't getting downhill like he was in game 1 and 2 against Wemby, in which, really kind of affected Wemby's play and stuff like that. They won't do that. They turned Cat into a lazy player that a lot of people think he is. I don't think he is, but, you know, he was just taking lazy shots. I think, at one point in the game, I think it was in third quarter, I think New York had momentum, and then Cat just took like a lazy three. Like, come on, dude, really? Like a lazy three over 2 defenders. So, stuff like that. Mikal Bridges didn't have his best game, and what the New York Knicks can do, get back to maybe win a game 4 on Wednesday. Move the ball, move the ball, move the ball. Don't start the offense at damn near half court. Get things going downhill a little bit. Okay, you got more size. You're bigger than the Spurs. The Sonic 5. You being real. I said before. OG driving the lane. OG ain't scared of Wemby. Karl Anthony Towns shows game 1 and 2 that he wasn't scared of Wemby driving on him. Get back to doing that in game 3. Get back to doing that. Get back to doing that. I think if you get that going, Jalen Brunson plays a little bit better and more efficient. That's the key thing. Brunson got to play more efficient. If he plays more efficient, I think things would go back well for the New York Knicks. But if they ain't doing that, if they going back to that Tom Thibodeau type of offense like they did Game 3, then you forget about it. Spurs gonna take advantage of that and win Game 4. And also one more thing, Knicks fans, the refs. You can't control the refs. You know, you can't control the refs. I coach basketball all the time. Sometimes you can't control the refs. Having said that, yes, Wemby probably should come call for a flagrant foul on the push and Jalen Brunson. You know, if they letting that go early like that, match the energy. If Wemby getting down post, whatever, trying to drive the lane, hey, you send a signal to Mitchell Robinson and somebody like that. Kel Bridges, hey, put an elbow on his chest, knock his big ass down. And kind of send a message that way early on that, he ain't getting like 36 points on you at the end of the game. If you're doing stuff like that early on, and somebody got recognized on the bench, whatever, send a message to him. If not him, somebody else. Okay, if y'all gonna be like that, if y'all gonna be physical like that, we can match that energy. So if the rest Game 4, they letting things go, be physical, and Wemby's gonna be on his BS like we kind of seen in the OKC series, then match that energy. Match that energy. Cause don't let him come to y'all home base and punk y'all, kind of like what he did at OKC. Cause that's what kind of turned the turn of that series. He kind of punked them in OKC, and he thought, okay, if I could do this to OKC, then I could do this to these guys up in the Garden. No, don't let that happen. Don't let that dude get confidence like that. If you want to be physical and stuff like that, set a hard screen on his ass on defense. He ain't that big. Just saying. But comment down, let me know what y'all think. Spurs fans, how y'all feeling after win Game 3? Knicks fans, how y'all feeling losing Game 3? And can y'all come back and win Game 4 in the Garden? I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.